In April of 2024, a beauty brand released the darkest shade of its foundation. One creator swatched it on camera and said it looked like tar in a bottle. That video was watched 47 million times. Then, a cosmetic chemist read the ingredient list and found the actual problem. Every other shade in the range was built from at least 3 pigments. The darkest one contained a single pigment, black iron oxide. On its own, that mineral does not produce a skin tone. It produces gray. Within weeks, 3 retailers dropped the brand. In August of 2025, the company announced it was closing. TikTok built that brand. TikTok ended it. About 16 months separated those two events. Here is what that story is actually about, and it is not one bad shade. A platform decides what beauty products succeed now. Not a chemist, not a dermatologist, not a buyer. An algorithm that ranks video by watch time, and it has one filter. Does something visible happen fast enough to hold a viewer? Skin does not work on that timescale. Cell turnover runs roughly 28 days. Barrier repair takes weeks. So the two filters are not merely different. They select in opposite directions. What reads instantly on camera is cooling, tingling, shimmer, scent, and slip. Almost none of that is treatment. Several of them are irritation. By the end of this video, you will know the 1% line. It takes 3 seconds, it works on any bottle in any shop, and it tells you whether the ingredient a brand is famous for is actually in the product in a meaningful amount. 6 viral brands to skip, 3 that earn it, and 1 company that appears on both lists. Brand number 1. Drunk Elephant. Shiseido acquired it in 2019 for $845 million. In the first quarter of 2025, Drunk Elephant sales fell 64%. Across the first half, 57%. Shiseido booked a goodwill impairment of 46.8 billion yen against its Americas business and cut staff in the region. $845 million to one of the worst-performing acquisitions in recent beauty history in 6 years. The collapse is usually blamed on the Sephora kid story. 11-year-olds queuing for a $200 routine and putting retinol on skin that never needed it. That did happen, and it damaged the brand with the adults who were paying. But the reason it happened is in the way the range was designed. Drunk Elephant did not sell products. It sold a system. The formulas were built to be mixed, smoothied together in the palm, layered in any combination. That is an unusually good idea for a social platform because it turns a shelf into content. Every combination is a new video. It is a considerably worse idea for a skin barrier. The most common cause of self-inflicted dermatitis in the last decade is not one harsh product. It is stacking. An acid, plus a retinoid, plus a vitamin C, applied together by someone with no way to tell which one caused the reaction. Arrange engineered, so that everything combines with everything is arrange engineered to be over-applied. That is excellent for repeat purchase, and it is excellent for the algorithm. And those two facts are the same fact. Brand number 2. Mielle Organics Rosemary Mint Scalp and Hair Strengthening Oil. Mielle was founded in 2014 by Monique Rodriguez. Procter & Gamble acquired it in 2023. The rosemary oil went viral as a hair growth treatment and sold out nationally. Retail is around $10. In November, a class action was filed in Illinois federal court against Mielle and Procter & Gamble, alleging the oil causes hair loss and citing benzene. In February, a separate suit was filed in California over Made in the USA labeling. Those are allegations. They are unproven. The company disputes them, and the founder has said publicly that a competitor paid a creator to spread claims about the product. All of that is fair to state, and this video states it. But the mechanism does not depend on the litigation. Rosemary oil has genuine evidence behind it. A 2015 trial compared it against minoxidil at 2% over 6 months and found comparable hair count improvement, with less scalp itching. That trial used rosemary oil, not a product containing rosemary oil. And rosemary oil is not gentle. Its main constituents include camphor and eucalyptol, and repeatedly applied to a scalp, it is a known contact sensitizer. So there are 2 ways for this product to disappoint, and they are opposites. At trial-level concentration, it irritates a meaningful number of scalps. At the level most fragranced hair oils use, it is nowhere near what the trial tested. The label does not tell you which. That is what the test in the middle of this video is for. Brand number 3.
Sol de Janeiro.
Founded in 2015. The French group L'Occitane acquired it in 2021. Bum Cream and the Kairosa Mists became a defining TikTok scent phenomenon, sold on smell, through a screen that cannot transmit smell. Retail is around $25 for the cream. In 2024, the independent laboratory Valisher tested benzene in dry shampoos. Sol de Janeiro's Brazilian Joia dry shampoo returned up to 3.15 parts per million. Benzene is a recognized human carcinogen with no established safe exposure level. A class action followed. One correction, because this channel does not exaggerate. Benzene in an aerosol is almost always propellant contamination, not a formulation choice. Nobody adds benzene to dry shampoo. It arrives with the butane. That is a supply chain failure rather than a recipe, and it has hit many brands across many categories. The reason this brand is on the list is the other thing, and it is on the front of the bottle. These are fragrance products. That is the entire proposition, and the brand is honest about it. Fragrance is the single most common cause of allergic contact dermatitis from cosmetics. Not a rare reaction, the most common one. And these are applied generously over a large area and reapplied through the day because that is what the scent claim requires. Concentration matters, but so do area and frequency. A perfume is applied to 4 points. This is applied to a torso. It is not skincare that happens to smell nice. It is fragrance in a skincare format at skincare surface area. 3 brands in, the pattern should be visible, and it is worth naming precisely. A short-form platform ranks video by how long people watch. So a beauty product succeeds there if, and only if, it produces something a camera can see inside about 15 seconds. Go through what satisfies that. Immediate color payoff. Slip or bounce. Visible shimmer. A cooling or tingling sensation the creator can react to. Dramatic texture, like a scrub. And scent, which cannot be transmitted at all, and therefore has to be performed. Now go through what those effects are made of. Cooling and tingling are menthol, camphor, or alcohol. Shimmer is mica. Slip is silicone. Dramatic texture is abrasion. Scent is fragrance, which, as of the last segment, is the leading cosmetic allergen. And now go through what actually improves skin over 8 to 12 weeks. Retinoids, which are invisible for a month and often make things worse first. Sunscreen, which does nothing observable, ever. Ceramides, which repair a barrier you cannot see. Azelaic acid. Niacinamide. Consistency. Not one item on the second list films. That is the whole mechanism. The platform is not biased toward bad products out of malice. It is running an honest popularity contest with a 15-second time limit, and skincare has a 28-day feedback loop. A product that works on the correct timescale is structurally invisible to the format. Which leaves one question. When a brand goes viral for an ingredient, is that ingredient in there in a quantity that does anything? Ingredient lists are not arranged for marketing. They are arranged by concentration, in descending order. That is a regulatory requirement. But the rule has a limit. Ingredients present at 1% or less may be listed in any order the manufacturer chooses. So, every ingredient list has 2 halves. Above the cut, the order is real and tells you the formula. Below it, the order is chosen, and the brand will always put the impressive material first, which means the entire question is where the cut sits. And there is a marker in almost every product that shows you. Find the preservative. Phenoxyethanol is the most common, and it is legally capped at 1%. Everything printed after it is present at 1% or less. Usually far less. That is the 1% line. It is not an estimate. It is arithmetic on a legal cap. So take the product that went viral and find the ingredient it went viral for. The rosemary, the peptide, the snail, the collagen. If it sits above the line, it is a formulation. If it sits below the line, it is a claim. It is in the bottle, so it can be on the bottle. 3 seconds. One question. Is the hero ingredient above the preservative or below it? And one honest limit, because this channel does not oversell its own tests. Some ingredients belong below the line. Retinol works at 0.3%. Peptides are active in the parts per million. Below the line is not fraud. It means the brand cannot claim that ingredient is doing the heavy lifting when there is less of it in the bottle than there is preservative. If what a formula actually contains matters more to you than what it went viral for, subscribe.
No sponsorships.
No brand deals that influence rankings. Brand number 4, Rhode. Launched in 2022 by Hailey Bieber. In the 12 months to the 31st of March, 2025, it generated $212 million in revenue. On the 28th of May, Yelef Beauty agreed to acquire it for up to $1 billion. $800 million at closing, plus a $200 million earnout. 3 years old. $1 billion. Remember that Yelef owns it, because Yelef comes back at the end of this video. The product that built it is the peptide lip treatment, around $16 for 10 milliliters. And the name of that product is the reason it is here. Read it as a chemist would. Peptide. Lip. Treatment. In a lip product of this type, the base is petrolatum, shea butter, and similar occlusives. Those are excellent materials. They form a seal that stops water leaving the lip, and the reason lips feel better within a minute is that seal. The peptides sit further down below the line, as peptides almost always do. That is not the problem. Here is the problem. Peptides are large molecules designed to signal to living cells in the dermis. The surface of a lip is dead keratinized tissue, and it is regularly eaten off. A short contact leave-on product does not deliver a signaling molecule to a living fibroblast in any meaningful quantity. The word in the middle of the name is treatment. What the product does is occlusion. Petroleum jelly does it for about $1.50. $16 is not being charged for the peptide. It is being charged for the name of the peptide. Brand number 5. Tree Hut, owned by Natera International. The Shea Sugar Scrubs became one of the most filmed products on the platform in a specific context. The Everything Shower. A multi-step routine filmed end-to-end, of which the scrub is the visual centerpiece, because it is the only step where something dramatic happens on camera. Retail is around $8. And this segment is a correction to the format of this video, so it is worth stating plainly. Dermatologists broadly consider these scrubs an acceptable, affordable body exfoliant. Used occasionally on intact skin, this product is fine. TikTok did not change the formula. It changed the dose. The formula carries a high fragrance load, and the ingredient lists include limonene, which appears on standard patch testing series precisely because it is a common contact allergen. Used once a fortnight on undamaged skin. That is minor. Now put it in the Everything Shower. Whole body rather than a patch. Several times a week. On skin that has just been shaved, which means the barrier has been stripped over a large area. Followed immediately by more fragrance products, because a single step does not fill a video. Abrasion opens the barrier. A known allergen is then applied across that open barrier, over most of the body, repeatedly. That is close to the design of a sensitization protocol. The product did not become worse. The instructions did. And the instructions are now written by an algorithm that rewards length, because a longer routine is a longer video. Brand number 6. Emco Beauty. The proposition is the purest expression of the platform. Dupes. Near identical alternatives to expensive viral products at a fraction of the price, marketed through direct side-by-side comparison. It scaled from Australia into mass retail on that promise alone. 2 things happened. The first is a lawsuit. Sol de Janeiro, brand number 3 in this video, is suing Emco Beauty, alleging its Kairosa-style mists went past dupe and into imitation of the trade dress. That case concerns packaging, not chemistry, and it is not settled. The second is the one that matters here. In September of 2025, Emco Beauty sunscreen was caught in the Australian recall wave this channel covered in the last video. The regulator identified 21 SPF 50 and 50+ products across roughly 17 companies, all built on one shared base formulation. Preliminary testing indicated that base was unlikely to exceed SPF 21. And that is the structural problem with the entire dupe category. A dupe copies what a customer can perceive. Color, scent, texture, packaging, finish. Those can be reverse engineered by looking at the original, and they are also the only things a 15-second video can convey. It cannot copy what a customer cannot perceive. Filter concentration, preservative efficacy, batch testing, stability over shelf life. Whether the number on the front was ever independently verified. The category is defined by copying the visible layer. Sun protection lives entirely in the invisible one. 6 brands. A range engineered to be overapplied. A viral ingredient at an unknown concentration. Fragrance at body surface area. A treatment claim on a molecule that cannot reach a living cell. A reasonable product wrecked by the dose the platform prescribed. And a model that copies only the layer a camera can see. Not one of those is a story about a bad chemist. Every one is a story about a product optimized for a 15-second format. But this video is not an argument that everything viral is worthless. That would be lazy and wrong. 3 brands went viral under the same algorithm and deserve it. They share one property. In each case, the thing that made the video watchable is the same thing that makes the product work. The demonstration is not a distraction from the formula. It is the formula. The most expensive of the three is under $20. The cheapest is under $5. Worth it. Number 1. LF Beauty. And yes, this is the company that just paid up to $1 billion for brand number 4. That is not an inconsistency, and it is the most useful thing in this video. This channel does not rank companies. It ranks what a formula does. One corporation can own a product sold on a name and a product sold on a price because those are two decisions made by two teams for two reasons. The Power Grip Primer is around $10. The Halo Glow Liquid Filter is around $14. Both are acknowledged alternatives to products costing 3 to 4 times more. And unlike brand number 6, YLF is not copying an invisible layer. A primer's job is grip. A liquid illuminator's job is a specific optical finish. That is the visible layer, and it is the entire product. This is where duping is legitimate and the distinction is exact. Copy the finish of a complexion product and you have copied the product because the finish is what it does. Copy the appearance of a sunscreen and you have copied nothing. YLF is also the counterexample to this video's own thesis. Being good at TikTok is not the disqualifier. Being good at TikTok instead of at formulating is. Worth it. Number 2. CeraVe. Developed with dermatologists and launched in 2005. L'Oreal acquired it in 2017. It went viral roughly 15 years after it was formulated, which is the first thing worth noticing. The moisturizing cream is around $16 for a tub that lasts months. The formula is built on 3 ceramides in a delivery system that releases them over time, alongside cholesterol and fatty acids. That is not a marketing selection. It is an attempt to reproduce the lipid composition of the skin barrier itself, in roughly the proportions the barrier uses. Now apply the 1% line because this is the product that shows why the test is a question and not a verdict. The ceramides in CeraVe sit below the line. They are present at well under 1%. And that is correct. Ceramides are structural lipids that work at the concentration the barrier actually contains them. More is not better. The formula is not fairy dusting an ingredient for the label. It is dosing it to match the biology. Below the line asks you to think. It does not end the argument. The brand went viral because dermatologists kept recommending it. The recommendation came first by about 15 years. That ordering is the whole difference. Worth it. Number 3. Vaseline. Petroleum jelly. Patented in 1872. Around $4. Slugging, sealing the face with an occlusive as the last step at night, was one of the largest skincare trends the platform has produced. The product at the center of it is 154 years old, has no active ingredients, makes no claims, and has never had a marketing budget aimed at anyone watching. It is also, measurably, the most effective occlusive available. Petrolatum reduces transepidermal water loss by over 98%. Nothing else in cosmetic chemistry is close. The ingredient list is one item. There is no 1% line to run because there is nothing below the line. There is nothing above it either. There is one ingredient, and it does the thing the product is sold for. And this is the answer the whole video has been circling. The platform is not incapable of finding products that work. It found this one. What it cannot do is find them reliably because the ranking signal is watch time, and watch time is not correlated with efficacy. The algorithm is not a filter for quality. It is a filter for watchability. Occasionally a thing is both. 6 brands optimized for a format. 3 that would work if the platform did not exist. If you own something you bought because of a video, you can check it in 3 seconds. Turn it over. Find phenoxyethanol in the ingredient list, or any preservative. Everything printed after it is present at 1% or less. Now find the ingredient the brand is famous for. If it is above that line, you bought a formulation. If it is below it, you bought a name, and it is better to know that before you rebuy than after. The test does not tell you a product is bad. Ceramides sit below the line and belong there. It tells you whether the story on the front is supported by the arithmetic on the back. The platform is very good at telling you what a product looks like in 15 seconds. It has no mechanism at all for telling you what it does in 28 days. Tell us in the comments which product you bought because of a video and whether you finished the bottle. If you missed our investigation on the 5 sunscreens that failed their own SPF test, it is linked below and brand number 6 appears in it.
Subscribe.
This channel follows the light, not the label.